to, as always, then we can have a look at doing something. And otherwise, I give modifications, so there's always something for everyone. Because I do have a lot of familiar faces, I am going to put some harder things in today. But as usual, there's levels, so don't worry if there's something that you can't do. Let's go. So as usual, let's get started. Correct alignment, you know this by now. Feet hip distance, we've got slightly bent knees, hips facing forward, pelvis in neutral, forward and back. Find that point somewhere in between. Navel into the spine, shoulders relaxed back and down. Chin parallel to the ground and that piece of string pulling you all the way forward to the ceiling. So from there, we've got our alignment as usual. Have a look, is everything even? Looks good. We'll move on to the breathing. Reminder, we breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we're breathing into the lower back, not just into the chest like we normally would. So let's go ahead and put our hands on our lower ribs and take a nice inhale in. Breathe into the lower back. And exhale through the mouth. Let's go again. Nice deep inhale, keeping that core engagement, keeping that posture. We'll come to core engagement next. And again, inhale. Feel those fingers slide apart on the inhale, exhale. They move back together. So it's adding core engagement. Most of you know this. Anyone who's new, if this goes over your head, don't worry. I don't know if my connection went a bit weird then. It seems to be going a little bit. Hopefully it's okay. Okay. Core engagement, we start with the pelvic floor. We're going to do, imagine there's a hammock there that we're pulling all our internal organs up to 100%, release by a third. Keep that pelvic floor nice and tight. And then same thing, we're going to have a belt underneath the chest, pulling inwards, again to 100% and release by a third. Up and in. So keep that nice tall alignment and keep that up and in feeling. And keep that as best as possible throughout the class, and it will help with the exercises. And that's why we breathe laterally as well. It all works together for the Pilates exercises. So think up and in, shoulders back. Let's do 3 nice deep inhale and exhales here, and then we'll move on. So take a nice inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Keep that feeling of tightness, so you're drawing the abs together on the exhale. We'll go again. And again, exhale through the mouth. Last one. Exhale, fingers come together, drawing those abs nice and tight on the exhale. Let's start with head and neck. Just take a look down, one way, and then the other. Nice and relaxed. Just getting the shoulder, the neck, head and neck nice and warm. And then pull the head away from the shoulder. Take an inhale, exhale, look down. And again, inhale, exhale, really pull that head away from the shoulder. And we'll go straight into our shoulder rolls. You're ready? As usual, we're going to start with the forward, rolls up to the ears and round. Getting those shoulders nice and warm. Let me see if Zaki is here. No, he's not. Whenever I want to do the arms for him, he's not here. Okay, let's go into reversing those shoulder rolls back. Okay. From there, let's go into our dumbwaiter exercise. So if you remember this one, we're going to do 3 different stages. We're going to start with the arms into the sides of the body. We're holding out those trays, a tray of drinks on each hand. And all we're going to do is bring the trays in and then out, keeping that posture, slowly bringing those trays in and out, keeping the arms close to the body. And really focus on the feeling of the upper back, shoulders, upper ribs. What are they doing? Okay, let's do 2 more. And then same thing. Now we're going to have those newspapers under the arms. So the arms are slightly further away from the body. We're going to do the same thing. Really, really focus. Imagine that these trays are full of glasses of champagne. You don't want to spill it. But you've got newspapers under each arm as well for some weird reason. And then we're going to do 2 more of these, keeping those trays nice and balanced. And then we're going to do the final stage. We're going to have our arms out, balancing those trays. Bring them in and out. Let's do 3 more. Last one. Okay, give the arms a shake, a bit of a stretch if you need to. Just bringing that arm back and then bringing that same arm forward across the body just for a stretch. And then we're going to go into our side stretch. So just gently one way and then the other. Inching the fingers down the side of the body, past the knee, nice and gently, in between those 2 panes of glass. We're not moving forward or back. Waking up that spine. And preparing mentally for the walking squat that we're going to do shortly. Let's do 1 more to each side. Okay. Let's go into our squat. So as promised, we're going to do, I'll show you which one we're going to do. You're going to come into, sit low, have your hands clasped together. Feet are wider than hip distance. From here, you're going to stay low and you're going to walk 2 steps, maybe 3 if you can manage it in your space. Stay low. And when you've done 2 on each side, you can come back up and then you're going to go down and do the same thing again. Inhale, exhale, sit low, keep that spine straight. You're going to do a couple of steps one way, stay low, a couple of steps the other way, and then back up. So 2 one way, 2 the other way, and then up. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the navel into the spine, making sure the knees, they come wide so you can feel it in the glutes, but the knees are not coming anywhere further than the toes, and you're sitting really low. This should hurt. Keep going with that. I can see, I'm starting to get out of breath myself. I can see lots of lovely squats going on. This is a really, really great exercise. Keep going. Let's do 2 more to each side. And then you can have a little bit of a shake. From there, we're going to do balance. So gather yourselves a little bit. Let's go into our balance exercise. Let's just do our regular knee up. So heavy supporting leg, navel into the spine, and bring that knee up. If your hip is coming a bit too high up, just go ahead and correct it and bring it back into level with the other one. We're just focusing on little tweaks for the alignment. Keep that belly sucked in. Keep that toe pointed. Everyone's got lovely balance here, I have to say. I always mention this, but it's really important to practice this as much as you can. And I can see it with my older private clients that I have, the improvement that it makes when they practice. And if they haven't done classes for a while, the balance goes out of the window a little bit. Let's bring that leg out to the side. Concentrating on the heavy supporting leg and the core engagement, up and in. And then behind. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit dodgy with the balance. And then we're going to go forward, extend. Lovely. Okay, we won't do too much. Let's do the other leg. Same thing. Really have those shoulders back and down, chest is open, and hold. To the side. Behind. Extend, lovely. Okay, perfect. A little bit of an ankle and wrist rotation one way and then the other, making sure that they're nice and warm. Cool, whatever you need to do. Let's do our usual 2 half and 1 full roll down, and we're going to do 5 hamstring stretches when we get into the final position, but I will go with you, so it's cool. Starting alignment, end of the mat, feet hip distance, shoulders back and down, piece of string pulling you tall. Take a really deep inhale here, because you're going to use the exhale to tuck the chin in and enjoy this bit. This is the fun bit. Slowly start to melt forward. Keep the knees straight, bad backs as usual. Bend the knees if you want to avoid compromising the lower back, but just hang there loose and floppy, heavy arms. Enjoy that feeling. Goes down as low as you want. You don't need to go down too low. And then you're slowly going to start to uncurl. Keep the chin tucked in. Head is the last thing to come up, really nice and slow in your own time. Let's go ahead and do that again. Just enjoy this one. It's really, really nice for the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin in. Slowly start to roll down, keeping that chin exactly where it is to the chest. Even with something like this, you can always test your flexibility each time. Maybe you're going to go down further each time. Making sure you don't compromise the lower back. Head comes up last. Let's do our last one, and we're going to come to a crouching position. Inhale. Exhale, tuck in. Slowly start to roll, melting forward. Heavy, loose, floppy head. And you're going to come to this crouch position. And we're just going to do 5 of our little bouncing hamstring stretches. So from here, hands are going to be on the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, stretch those legs. Again, as I always say, this is a great one to test your flexibility and see how it's improving. Because even if you can't fully straighten your legs, which most of us have really, really tight hamstrings, it's definitely one that you can work on and improve quite quickly. So push yourself a little bit if you can each time. Let's do 2 more. Let's do our last one. Okay. And we're just going to do a nice little final rotation here, and then we're going to move on. So cross-legged. All we're going to do here is put our left hand on our right knee, the other hand behind, turn around to have a look, and hold. Feel that nice feeling of that spinal rotation. Hold it a little bit longer. Go ahead and twist a little bit further, nice and safely without compromising your back. And then we're going to switch right hand on the left knee, same thing. Breathe, enjoy this nice little twist. And again. Let's do 1 more on each side, and then we're going to move on. Last one, right hand on the left knee and twist. Okay. Cool. From there, we're just going to do a little exercise to warm up our back before you go into reverse plank. So from here, if you can, sitting cross-legged, you're just going to lift up, open out the chest, tilt the head back. So you're just basically lifting your bum off the mat, lifting those hips, and you're squeezing abs and glutes here so you're not hurting the lower back. Enjoy. If that's too much for you, stay seated and just open out your chest and tilt the head backwards. Otherwise, you're just going to come up, hold. If you've got wrist issues, you can always make fists with your hands or you can just stay seated, that's fine. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, come up. And then you can sit down. We're going to go into reverse plank. So even with this, you've got options actually. So ideally, you're going to be on your hands, really, really get that those abs nice and engaged, and you're going to be on your heels. So you're going to be up like this, squeezing, lifting the hips, squeezing the abs and glutes. First, we're just going to hold it, open out the chest, tilt the head back. If that's too much for you, again, keep the legs straight and just stay seated, and you can do the same and open out the chest. Otherwise, you could even be on your forearms. I think that's harder, but it depends on where, if you have issues with your wrists. Otherwise, ideally, squeeze abs, squeeze glutes, and you're coming up into this position, and it should feel fairly comfortable. We're just going to hold, open out the chest, tilt the head back, come down. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, lift up. You know what's coming with this exercise. After we bring the hips down this time, we're going to do the same thing again, and we're going to do 5 lift and lower on with the legs. So when you're mentally prepared, let's go. Take an inhale, exhale, squeeze abs, squeeze glutes, and you're going to lift and lift. Really nice. Keep controlled. Keep those legs straight, those toes pointed. If your hips feel like they're falling, just go ahead and raise them. Even something like this gets easier the more we do it, actually. I have to say, even for me. And you're going to do 5 on each leg. Keep going, keep breathing. When the wrists start getting tired, we'll give them a nice little rotation, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. What have I put in there for you? Okay, we're going to go into cat stretch. Let's go into all fours. We're going to go into the cat stretch. And then we're going to do another all fours exercise. So from here, we'll do all the annoying ones first, annoying positions, and then we'll lie down and relax on the back. So from here, as usual, pop up the toes. Let's go. Inhale, tuck the chin to the chest and arch. Exhale, reverse. Let's just have a few nice little cat stretches here. And again. Keep that navel into the spine. Let's do 3 more. When you've done your last one, in that position, we're going to come into a downward dog. We're going to walk the heels a little bit. So from here, just raise the hips, and you're just going to bring one heel down and then the other. Having a nice little stretch. Keep that navel into the spine. Keep those hips raised. And then from there, I think we did this exercise on Monday, except for we did it in plank, I think. From here, all you're going to do is bring that knee into the opposite hand, hold. Really squeeze those abs together. Bring that leg back. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg. And again. Keep breathing. Really nice. Everyone's doing a really, really good job. Let's do 1 more on each side. And then when you've done your last one, you can come onto your back for tabletop, And we're going to go into toe taps. So as promised, we're going to only do nice ones now. Don't worry, all the difficult ones are out of the way. Let's have the lower back nice and flat on the mat. Knees are above the hips. Feet are hip distance, toes are pointed slightly higher than the knees. Keep that lower back pressed into the mat from there, palms facing down. Let's do one leg at a time. Take an inhale. As you exhale, extend that leg forward, tap the toe. Inhale back to center, and then the other leg. As I always say, you're going to feel that point where you need to be for that leg to, for you to feel those abs drawing together. Inhale, legs are together. Exhale, tap the toe, making sure that the lower spine stays flat. Keep going. Exhale. Keep breathing, keep going. Prep. Okay. From there, you can hug the knees and just circle the knees around the chest one way and then the other. And then legs back into tabletop. We're going to have our hands against the thighs. So you know this one, you're going to push the hands away with the thighs at the same time as pushing the thighs away with the hands, and you're just going to breathe, create that resistance and that tension. You'll start to feel it, the abs doing the work here. Just breathe with it. Really, really great one for ab separation. Keep breathing. Really, really push those hands, push those thighs at the same time. Keep going. And then release. You can hug the knees for a second. We're going to do one more round. Inhale, exhale, push. Keep pushing. Okay, and then you can hug the knees. In fact, drop the knees to one side, arms in a T position, look the other way. And we'll do a couple of those, drop the knees to the other side. And again, we've got two on each side, just having a nice little lower back stretch. Last thing we're going to do here is a couple of bridges. So from here, let's have our legs wider than hip distance, lower spine flat, palms facing down. We're going to go into a bridge. We're going to do the one where we're going to come up into the bridge from upper to mid, back, lower down, and then raise the hips again. So we're not rolling all the way down. Let's do 6 of them. Inhale, squeeze those abs and squeeze the glutes together as we start to peel up off the mat into that high bridge. Hold it there, making sure the hips are stable, they're not wobbling around. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the glutes and the abs. This should feel nice and it should feel quite comfortable. You're not hurting the lower back. Slowly from the upper to mid back, one vertebrae at a time, you're rolling down till you get to the lower back, and then you're going to lift those hips again. And then slowly start to lower down. Let's do our last 4. Exhale up and lower into the last 3. Last 2. Don't worry guys, we're nearly finished. This is going really quickly as always. So make it a good one for the last couple of exercises. Last one. And this time roll all the way down. You can hug the knees. We're going to finish off there by doing let's do our number 4 stretch. Ankle over the knee, pull that leg in. Really pull that thigh towards you and hold. Feel that stretch all the way from the glute down to the knee. I always recommend this one if anyone suffers from sciatica or back pain. It's always a really, really nice one. And again, exhale, pull that leg closer. And then let's switch. Again, exhale, pull that leg in. Let's go straight into our hip flexor stretch, soles of the feet together. Knees are wide, hand on each knee, pushing them all the way down to the mat. Just breathe in through the nose. And exhale long, pushing those knees all the way down, opening out the hip flexor area, feeling that nice stretch. Let's do another nice deep inhale there. Feel the belly rise up with air, exhale. And then we can go straight into our relaxation. Extend the legs forward, palms facing up. Close the eyes now, tilt the head back, making sure the shoulders are away from the ears. So you're just grounding your body, feels heavy, pressing into the mat, feeling nice and stretched. Nice and energized for the rest of your day. Everyone who's done both the classes this week should feel really proud of themselves. I can see a lot of faces in the class who have been doing this since the beginning, so you're doing such a great job. Keep just relaxing now. Clearing the mind just for this moment before you get on with the rest of your day. Feeling nice and motivated. And just let that feeling travel all the way from the top of the head, down to the shoulders, slowly to the hips, the knees, and out to the toes. And slowly give the fingers and the toes a wriggle as you slowly just come back to life. Turn to the side. We're going to come up to standing for our final check. I've had a message there saying that it started to rain, heading in, be right back. Oh dear. Okay, let's do our little posture check. Feet, slightly bent knees, hips facing forward, shoulders back and down, piece of string pulling you tall. Let's go into those heel raises. Exhale up. Up and in, use that to help you balance. I feel sorry, if it's raining where you are, then I do feel really sorry for you. But at the same time, I'm roasting, I'm in Portugal, it's lovely, sorry everyone. Although I am really hot and sweaty, so there is that. Exhale up onto the toes. And lower, let's do one more, exhale, hold. Think about the alignment, think about that new elongated posture, that's fine. We're going to hold the head there as we slowly lower the heels. Be nice and stretched. Get everything to shake and roll, anything you need to do. Take that with you for the rest of the day, up and in. Walking around with this lovely tall posture, shoulders back and down. Thank you so much for joining me again. And I really do hope it's not raining too much there. Thanks. Some messages here. Yes, thank you so much, everyone. As usual, I've put my Instagram handle here, London Wellness Edit. I do lots of other things that people might find interesting, and I like seeing what you guys are up to too. So have a great day. Thank you so much for joining.